Hello, it's me, James, and I'm here with Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
And Jason is here because he is a master format developer and he's come up with a new format called Necro War, I believe. And we're going to be doing this in dice fights in a week or two's time. And I thought it would be handy to have an instructional video so you can watch it, see if you like it, and play it for yourself at home because things always sort of make more sense, I think, especially this kind of thing, once you've seen them. So, Jason, over to you. What is all this about and how does it work?
Well, the gist of it is the game is going to be played relatively normally. All the normal rules still apply,
Hmm.
with just a few pretty big tweaks. To start with, each player has first turn immunity. So just to kind of keep things a little less dangerous, no one will be able to attack on their first turn. So second turns when you get to start actually making moves and doing stuff,
Okay.
but you can still field and buy your stuff as usual.
Right.
And then most importantly, your sidekicks will now be treated as undead characters. They're
Ooh.
still 0/1/1s, but they're considered undead because they have new abilities, which are the keyword recruit, which is anytime a character with the recruit keyword damages an opponent with combat, you can move a die that matches what's in recruit. So they have recruit for other sidekicks, which are undead.
Okay.
You can move that from used, reserved, or prep area into the field zone.
Not from the bag. You
Right,
said
not the
any.
bag. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so the other thing is that these undead dice, they do their damage normally to other characters and
Uh-huh.
other sidekicks, but to the players, they deal damage in the form of bite wounds.
Ooh.
And so basically, that being said, every player now has a new way to lose the game, which comes in the form of five bite wounds. So
Nice.
when you get hit 5 times or get bitten 5 times, you will die. However, you have the opportunity to remove a bite wound by permanently sacrificing 2 life. So your life max total will go down by two. It's as if you've gotten bitten and you're severing the wound, and so you're a little bit weaker, but now you at least don't have that bite, which is crucial to staying alive.
By severing
And
the wound, I noticed you put this in the instructions. But do you mean like cutting off the part of your body which has the bite? I'm just
yeah,
trying to think of the
thematically,
visual.
that's kind of how I want it to sort of
Like,
appear,
I
or,
can,
or
I can,
sound.
I can imagine ending up like Monty Python's. Is it the
Exactly, yeah, like the Black
blackout?
Knight.
It's just a flesh
So
wound.
right. So for the players, they have that now that comes in the form of, taking damage by these undead sidekicks. For the characters, when any opposing character is damaged by your undead sidekicks, they have kind of a similar effect, but instead of removing life, they can remove an actual die from the card.
Uh-huh.
Gets removed from the game in order to sever those wounds for those characters.
Okay.
Now, the difference being that, the characters don't lose the game when you damage them and they have no more dice to remove from the cards. They just get removed from the game, and then basically you've converted them. So they're an undead for you now. So what
Oh.
happens is now, let's say I've damaged you with one of my, undead sidekicks. You blocked with one of your characters,
Hmm.
and it gets bitten. Well, the damage still goes through normally, and all that is resolved. But at the end of that turn, that die, if you can't remove a die from that character's card, goes away, and then I get a token, which
Oh.
you can use whatever you want for them. I actually just grabbed some zombie dice from
Uh-huh.
I think it's a Tomb of Annihilation or wherever those come from. And basically, you're going to get now a 2/2 zombie token that's representing that character you just turned into one of your zombie
Oh, I
horde.
see. So it's not like the remain. Oh, so that only happens. if you've removed all the dice from the character card.
Correct. So,
Okay.
this sort of, um, I think that the format promotes you to a couple things. One, it sort of pushes you to think about sidekicks in a whole new, more dangerous way.
Uh-huh.
And, as far as not wanting to get hit by them or keeping them clear off the board or dealing with them and however you need to.
Hmm.
And then, it gives you that other way of losing the game, but also it adds, um, you might, in playing this game, you might want to play characters that have a higher max dice count, so like
Hmm.
those max six characters, you might want to pull them out and start throwing them on your team because they can take a lot of hits because you can remove die after die from their card.
Oh, hence your Grey
Um,
Hunter, which has max 5, I'm guessing.
exactly.
Ah.
Uh, so that being said, when you do get that zombie token in your prep, what will happen on your next turn when you have that token there? You
Hmm.
basically field it as it's a 0/2/2 anytime, when you would normally field. The difference is that it also not only has the recruit keyword like your sidekick undead, but now the token also has regenerate
Oof.
because it's a
Okay.
little bit, it's meant to be like a bigger, tougher version of an
Okay.
undead. So, but then, obviously, if you're using a token or whatever you're using, if you get knocked out, you have to re-roll to do that. So, which is why I say, like, you could really use an action die. You can use,
Yeah.
whatever to re-roll
Yeah.
because it's 50-50. So
Okay.
anything you can use to get that 50-50 roll to see if you get your token back, you get it back. If you don't make the regen roll, it just leaves the game permanent.
Uh-huh. Okay. Just to be clear,
And
so that the things that got bitten, the only
mhm,
things that are ever undead are the sidekicks and the tokens, right? If I've understood correctly.
right, so the sidekick are undead, the tokens are undead. All of them have recruit, but the recruit, since you can't really recruit, well, I guess if you had a token
Yeah,
in your
you could.
prep and
Fair
your
point.
another token hit for recruit. It hasn't really come up to be to be honest in the times
Uh-huh.
we've tested, but I suppose that would work just fine.
So it's
Um,
not like if one of your character dice gets bitten by your opponent's sidekick, it doesn't become itself undead because I was a bit unsure about that, but now it's clear.
no, yeah, yeah. I mean, it basically that character is going to leave the game. So
Yeah,
it's as if like that card is now useless to you,
yeah.
which
First of
means
all,
that
they have to hack off parts of their body and then they leave the
right.
game. Right? Yeah. Okay.
Right, which means if you were using that, say a character, like say I had the collector and I had him in the field and he got turned into an undead, well, now that's left the game. So you'd no longer have access to that global or anything that's on that card because it's considered out of the game and your
You
opponent
say that.
gets that token.
I've been too lazy to bring Bizarro and Healer dice. Um,
Hmm.
let's just pretend that there's one on each, shall we?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay. I think that's enough to be going on with. So we're gonna play. I don't know if we'll play a whole game. We'll see how it goes. But we'll certainly play enough rounds so the viewers at home can get an idea for how this works and what might be things to take into consideration when building a team. Jayson gave me a few tips, but I really have no idea what I'm doing. Obviously, I've gone quite green with this in terms of. I mean,
Yeah.
Batman's probably not that green; he's orange, but the rest of it reasonably green. Whereas Jayson apparently is more used to playing with at a more sort of red competitive level, or perhaps orange. So I'm fully
Yeah.
expecting, since he knows what he's doing, that he's going to beat the living daylights out of me. But that's fine. We just want to
We'll see.
illustrate how the whole thing works. So if I seem at some point to
Yeah.
be a bit dumb, it might well be because I am. And
Yeah.
I will I
We'll
will
be
I'll
talking
ask
through it,
questions.
I think.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So we rolled off before we started, and Jayson won. So
Hmm.
you get to choose whether to go first or second.
I will go first.
Okay. Good luck to you.
And good luck to you.
And this is the demo game Take Two. I've got, what have I got? I've got Lita, which allows me to field a bunch of sidekicks, which seems like a good idea. I've got Batman, which gets a buff for sidekicks on both my side and Jayson's. And if he has an active villain, he gets Overcrush. For that reason, I've got the Healer Global, which is a villain maker in Modern. Bizarro is a stat flip to be used with Blob, who intimidates away sidekicks and rushes through with his big bottom first. I've got Kree Captain as a 2-cost and as a sort of energy supply for his own global, which I might use to buy Batman, hopefully. Scott Hall is a 4-stack removal, and Clayface, which in the previous game I barely used because I managed to mess my bag up pretty early on, so hopefully I'll learn from that lesson. I've got Villainous Pact for bag reset and ramp, and I've got Nefarious Broadcast in case somebody were to bring Static Field. But Jayson has won the roll-off, so he is going to go first, in fact. So, Jayson, what have you got? Take it away.
We've got Grey Hunter for knocking him out and doing 1 damage to your field, hopefully taking out all your little undead sidekicks. I've got Istrid Horn for making you pay to field your undead horde. And the very same blob as James for intimidating them out, getting that buff. I've got the Poison Ivy Budding Interest for making you lose a life whenever any of your non-villains are knocked out. Got the dreaded Typhoid Mary for blanking things. And I've got my tactical bait here in the form of Seth Rollins, who's got Tag Out, and when Seth Rollins attacks, all sidekicks must block Seth Rollins. And then I've got a Sidekick Maker and the Nihilor, and then my own Villainous Pact, and the Seething Corruption if I want to go big.
Okie dokie.
And that'll do it. Let's get it going.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's good. And that's good. That, and over to you.
Okay. So we're not allowed to attack on each of our first turns, right?
Right. First turn immunity.
So what have I learned? What lessons have I learned, if any? That blob is kind of cool, and question marks are kind of cool. So I'll have a blob. Why not? There we go. And I'll pass priority to you.
Okay.
Turn.
Nothing over here. Did you want to? Oh yeah, it's first turn. You can't force me to it. Oh, it's your turn anyway. So that wouldn't work as well.
Yeah, you couldn't force me to attack you.
3. Okay, there's that. That's good. Let's just go with that. Let's feel this undead. Let's purchase a Grey Hunter. Let's Clayface that Grey Hunter. Let's use a mask to field another undead. And then I will pass priority over to you.
I will field a sidekick, undead rather. Sorry, using the collector glove.
And I will attack with 2 of my undead.
I will block one of your undead, so they both get knocked out, and then the other one I can choose to either take a 2 life permanent reduction, or I can take a bite wound.
Right.
I'll take the 2 life on this occasion.
Okay, so that will damage you, thereby and triggering the recruit. That means I can then move a sidekick in from anywhere, right. And I'm going to move one in from used.
Right.
And then no.
So we should point out that the sidekick doesn't do its own attack damage. It instead gives the opponent a choice between taking 2 damage to, so as you put it, sever the wound, or a bite wound, right? It doesn't it doesn't do its own attack in addition to that. Just to clarify.
Yeah, it where the sidekick's actual damage and stats matter is only when it comes to being engaged with other characters. When they're hitting the player, they're just dealing damage in the form of bite wounds, which you can lose life to get rid of.
So it's just as well I didn't bring the other Batman. That's well worth clarifying. The one that gives attacking sidekicks or undead +2 attack, because that wouldn't help. It seems.
No, not really. Not
Okay.
unless you also like pump them up to overcrush or something.
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So that's something to think about when you're team building for Dice Fight. Don't forget. So what have we got here? I can buy something and I can reset my bag, which is a great thing to do. I could probably keep that. Do you know what? I'm so tempted. Let's just go with that. Let's go with a second blob.
Oh boy.
The other reasonable one. Let's reset the bag. And we'll keep the mask because, might need a mask. Pass priority. That's a question.
I will bring in another sidekick undead with the collector global.
And it's over to you.
All right. Bag is empty, so that's rolling these four here. Plus this. That good.
And you get to prep a die, not prep a die. You get to move a sidekick to your field using recruit for every sidekick, which does me a bite. And would you count it regardless of whether it's a bite wound or a severing of the wound, just for clarity?
I think that it's still damaging you. You're basically removing that bite, but it's still actually damaging you. So I think the recruit effect is still triggering.
Yeah. Okay.
So this Gray Hunter fields for free.
Technically, it's losing. We'll ignore
that. Let's buy my own blob. Pass priority to you.
I will field a sidekick using the collectible. Oh, I should probably show people.
All right.
I paid it.
Then I'm gonna come with 2 undead again.
Right, so no matter what I do, or rather, if I let them through in any way, you're going to get to field another one as a replacement, except that you have nothing in your use pile or in prep. Does it take from the reserve pool?
Yes, it can. It's used, reserve, or prep.
Okay.
So I could field this one here if I want.
Okay. So, I will just take it. I'll just take it. However you want to do it. I will cut off 2 more of my limbs. Or shall I just... No, I'll have bite wounds this time for fun. Okay, there you go. I've got 2 bite wounds.
You're going to take 2 bite wounds. Okay.
I am, yes.
So... And then how many life... Did you lose 2 life from the previous turn?
Yeah, I'm on 18.
So you're in...
And my life is capped, for the viewers, my life is capped at 18 now because it's a permanent life.
Right.
It reduces your max.
Then I'll field this from reserve.
Yeah, so those 2 have gone away into your out of play, and you get to fill one of them. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Over to you.
All right, then. Now I've got 3 sidekicks and 2 blobs. Let's see if we can do something fun. Come on, blob. Oh, really? He's such a disappointment, blob. He did hit a few times in the last game. Come on. And not 2 fielding cost on both, preferably. Oh, get in. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely settle for that. Yes. Okay. So it's a total of 1
big here.
Yeah. That's filled in then. So, okay, it actually matters at what order I fill them in, I suppose. So the first one that gets fielded, you know what, I'll fill the 6 cost, the 1/6 first. So he will intimidate away whatever psychics you have, which is 3.
I've got 3, yeah.
And he will become a... Oh, you know what, I'll do that because it'll save me a shield. Okay, he will become a 4/5, okay? And then I'll pay the mask to fill the second one, and he doesn't obviously intimidate anything else. And then, do we want to reset back? Oh, we didn't buy anything, so resetting the bag is going to go pear-shaped as usual. And I've got rid of the cheap mask character on my team, so I've shot myself in the foot with Clayface once again. But I will, use that question mark to field a sidekick for free. And then I will attack. Well, pass priority, sorry. You've got nothing, I guess.
I've got nothing to do.
So, as is my wont, I will attack with gay abandon and let you deal with it.
All right.
That's an undead 4/5 1/6 currently, and I've got a shield.
1/6. All right, so let's block the one.
Yes.
Actually, well, so if I block the 4/5, which knocks him out, that will do 1 damage. Does that damage get dealt to your sidekicks before they go through?
No, I think not, because all damage is dealt simultaneously.
Ah, okay.
So
it doesn't matter
out
then.
of play as he gets knocked.
Okay, so then I will block the larger butted blob with him. Yeah, that's all I can do.
I'll flip his stats so that he gets knocked out, I guess.
Okay.
Grey Hunter presumably does at least have a
yeah, so that will knock out Grey Hunter.
Yeah. And this one will do 4 to you, and then you will choose what to do with those sidekicks.
Okay, so I will... Oh dear. I will split the difference. I will take 1 bite wound and I'll sever the other one for a loss of 2 life.
So that puts you on a max of 18 and an actual score of 14, right? Something like
that. Yep, and then you get to recruit 2. So you're basically replacing those 2.
Oh gosh, yes. I totally forgot about it. I can't find 14 on this die. Okay, so Blob has done 4. You've taken 2 permanent life loss, and then you've taken a wound, and I get to recruit 2 sidekicks from here. Nice. I like that. And it's, I guess, over to you. You get your 3 sidekicks back.
Yep. All right. My bag is empty. I can get a blob.
Yeah, myself with
there he is.
He'll come out shields for sure.
And there he is. And sidekicks as well. And that is good.
Ooh, that looks damaging.
Well, do I keep it? You've got nothing in reserve, right?
No, I've got nothing. You're going to do a boatload of damage.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully. All right. So 2 more undead. Blob fields for free. He's only level 1. That it will intimidate out your 2 undead. So it goes up to 3/5.
Yep.
And then I'll Villainous Pact.
Yep.
1. And read to you.
Nothing here, obviously.
And then let's come with 3 undead and a blob. Well, let's go ahead and stat flip.
Okay. Well, no blocks. So I take 5 from blob. Let's just do that straight away. 13. And then let's decide what to do with the others. What to do with the others? Let's take 6. No, that seems okay. Let me take 4 and 1 more bite. What about that?
Okay. And then I don't actually, since I prepped a sidekick, that means I can recruit that sidekick in.
Yep. So I'm on 9. Is that right?
Let's see. You lost 4 life and took 5 damage. So yeah, 9. Because you were at 18
previously. Yeah, and I need something with 1 generic energy, which of course there isn't. Oh, I'll use the burst face. That'll do.
There you go.
Okay.
And you have how many bite wounds did you take? You have 3 up to.
So I've got 3 in total.
Okay, you're up to 3. Okay, over to you.
Okay. I get my sidekicks back, and I take 4 of these. This is going to become a blob war.
It
1, 2,
is,
3,
huh?
4. I declare a bum war. That's
All right,
exactly what it is.
a war of
Now,
the big butts.
yeah. I roll them. Although
Oh, gee.
damage you
Okay.
then in there. Who did any? Oh yeah, I did 2 damage to you. So you're on 6, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
oh for a stat flip. Hey, okay, kill me then. Kill me, kill me.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see. So that goes there. That goes there. I have what in my bag? I don't know. I think just sidekicks. It's all sidekicks. Go.
You, you could literally
Uh,
remember nothing. I
Nothing
suppose you could.
here. Let's see.
You've got something in your use bowl
Oh,
there. Ooh,
sidekick.
that's might be enough. I think that might be enough.
Okay. And oh,
Oh, you're
that
definitely
might
good now.
do it. Yep,
Yep.
I think I can do it. So I
Yep.
field 2, and then I collector in third,
Yep.
and then I think your field is empty, right?
It
And your
certainly
reserve is
is.
empty, and so it'll come with all that.
Right. I can't take a bite wound because the 5th one would be death, and
Mm-hmm.
you've got. So I would either, not either. I would have to. Yeah, I would basically just have to sever wounds. So I have to cut off both my arms and a leg for the benefit
Yep,
of the sidekicks, which would in itself kill me, and then you've got a spare 2 damage there. Very good.
yep.
Well done, Jayson.
Very good.
I think it's only fitting that you should win. Well done. Good job.
I usually prefer the host win, but I would say that was a very equal game that could have really gone either way. It was pretty evenly matched. It was a an even blob fight.
That was good. That was good. I think at least we've exemplified all the bits, and it really is. Once you've played a game, we did play a game and forgot stuff. So the second game we play,
Hmm.
it's really much easier when you play it than just sort of reading about it and trying to picture it
Yeah,
in your head. Um,
yeah,
yes, for the dice fight event, I definitely would make a. I think I'll make a few bands informed by those
yeah.
games.
If it's green, yeah. There is
Yeah,
another card I will um, warn, I suppose. I don't know if it really would be considered anything other than green, considering it's not a meta card, really, but one that one of our local players used to great advantage was um, Emma Frost. I don't
ooh,
remember the subtext of the card, but the text is um,
can't
that it
attack two
basically,
the same or something. Is that
yeah, it keeps you from attacking
right?
with hordes, basically. So it
Yes, yes.
prevents you from attacking or blocking with your more than one of your undead.
Oh,
And it
good tip. Yeah.
really controls the game very, very well. So
It,
um, there's ways around it. You can force her out of the field or blank her or something, but
yeah,
she is really good for control in this
yeah.
in this format especially.
I think in one sense it's nice to let people think of these things. On the other hand, I
Yeah,
suppose I'll end up forgetting something, and by banning some things, I might open the door to
sure.
others. But
Yes,
nonetheless, I might.
in our test, it seemed like people did a lot of seemed like control was a little more heavy than you would expect, but also I saw a lot of people using uh, the Atlantis that lets you
Yeah.
um, prep for fielding sidekicks for their ramp. That seemed to be very popular.
Hmm.
A couple people used this blob. Of course, a lot of people using collector. And there was I think Arj was using this Istrid horn.
Yeah,
And
I bet he was the dirty
he
dog.
was indeed. A couple of us were using this Gray Hunter, and surprisingly, no one used that Lita, which I was expecting people to use here since her ability to cycle in sidekicks. But
I quite
given the
fancy the
fact,
quite fancy the other Atlantis that lets you put your psychics aside for next turn, then roll 8
oh yeah,
psychics at the same time and feel them all.
yeah, that would be probably quite good if you especially had a way to kind of clear their field out, and you were kind of pushing your sidekicks over,
Yeah.
so that the next turn you were kind of coming with big waves,
Yeah.
or pushing over, anything you weren't unable to roll. Yeah, always
Yeah.
good.
Waves of Undead. I like it. It's nice and thematic. Jason,
Yeah.
thank you very much indeed for your time in explaining that. I hope everybody at home has enjoyed it. Please try it out for yourselves. And if you're available for Dice Fights, it's on Thursdays at 9 p.m. UK time, 10 p.m. Central Europe time, and that's sometime in the afternoon in the US and some other time in other parts of the world. Please join us if you can. Jason, keep inventing those formats, and I will be very happy to see them. Take care, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye bye.